Hi guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're not familiar with me or who I am, my name is Brittney Ferguson. I'm an independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories as well as a cosmetologist, licensed as well as a mom of two, both under 2 years old. So I am a very, very busy woman. So that is why at the crack of dawn, in order to get any makeup on or in order to get ready, I have to do it at this hour while the babies are both still in the bed. So without wasting any more time, let me just go ahead and say this video is going to be filled with a few of my normal routines and a few products that I haven't actually used or tried before. I am going to leave the links in the description below. If you have not already, make sure to punch and hit that subscribe button. I am uploading videos constantly and I'm going to be uploading a lot more new ones soon. But ignore all of this. We're going to try to take this from a 2 to at least maybe a lucky 10. But I do first want to give a shout out to these new Pond's Original Fresh Moisture Clean Towelettes. Removes all makeup, leaves skin soft and smooth with vitamin E and with cold cream technology. Now, of course, I just bought a small little sample pack just to try them out. I have lots of makeup removers. I have lots of makeup removing creams, cleansers, but something easy with 2 kids or without 2 kids, or maybe you're just like me. Even before I had kids, I would always normally fall asleep in my makeup. I like an easy makeup remover. And just a shout out to Pond's. This was probably one of the best makeup towelettes that I've actually gotten a hold of in a really long time. One side is actually textured, like legit like toilet paper. The other side is more of a smooth. Of course, if you're like me, I kind of fold and use each side and go because, of course, you don't want to put more dirty makeup over other parts of your skin that are clean. But a big shout out, I'm actually going to do a get ready to go to bed with me or take my makeup off and redo with me, some other form of video, and include that and actually show you one of these babies in action. But this was the after results of taking my makeup off, and as you can see, it did the job. Left my skin feeling really clean. I was able to go right into a cleanser and moisturizer, and they were awesome. They were great. So shout out to Pond's. You can get these at any of your local drugstores as well as, Walmart. And I want to say there are a few other places that carry these, but you can also get them in trial size and they do have the bigger pack. So if you are looking for a new makeup, easy, quick remover, something you can throw in your purse if you're going to the gym, something you can keep around the house if you have kids or if you're lazy or whatever and you just don't want to have to do a lot to your face, this is my new go-to thing. But jumping right into the video, obviously I need to pull this hair back because I have a lot of it. Speaking of, I'm getting ready to try to start posting a few hair tutorials if anybody is interested in seeing some of those. I do actually need to recolor my hair, so I thought about maybe doing a couple of how-to videos, especially if you're at home and you buy products from Sally's or from any beauty supply store and are trying to do your hair at home, then maybe my video could be of some help to you because I color my hair at home with products that I obviously buy from my beauty supply state store. But I do my hair at home. I have kids. I know how to do it, so it just makes it a lot cheaper and easier. So if you are interested in maybe seeing a how-to on how is the easiest way to color your hair at home, what and especially if you're going to use bleach, and a lot of people normally turn out orange, I have a lot of little do's and don'ts of the best way to go about doing that if you're going to do that at home, or even all over colors. Any questions you may have about that, what kind of toner you need, do you need like a cap, whatever. More videos to come. But in a quick get ready with me today, I actually am getting ready to go live from my group page. I have about 17 girls that I personally sponsor through paparazzi. If you are interested, or if you know anybody that sells paparazzi, or maybe you've never heard of paparazzi, it is a $5 jewelry company. We sell everything for $5. This is kind of my little studio where I actually do my lives and I show my jewelry. My kids were asleep, and this was the best place for me actually to set up and get ready to do my makeup this morning. But normally, this is where I do my live jewelry sales. Back there's my little Premier Director Award. And of course, obviously, you can see my Square account, how I take payment. But if anyone is interested in that, or maybe you just signed up, I do also have videos linked to my page on how to get started with your business, 25 ways and places you can sell your paparazzi. But again, everything is only $5. Kids' jewelry is $1. If you're a stay at home mom, if you're a college student, if you just need extra money and you already have a job, whatever the case may be, paparazzi is a full time, you are your own boss. It has been a blessing to me and to my family for me to bring in extra money. So that is something that I do include videos on this channel about being involved with paparazzi. So you can check those out as well. But this is just going to be a little chit chat trying out some new products. I get a Boxy Charm as well as an Ipsy, as well as a Sephora, as well as a Target and Walmart beauty box. My mom and grandmother are signed up, and monthly we get tons of boxes in the mail with little samples in them to try before you go and spend your dollar on it. So if you're not already signed up for those, I think that is an awesome thing. You're able to kind of test out the product and for a couple of uses to see if you think you're going to like it before you go and spend the money on it. And today I'm going to show you a few things that I just recently got, and we are going to try them out together and see what we think about them. I will give you my opinion, my view, and then maybe use them a couple more times and check back in with you and tell you my overall opinion. But the first thing that we are going to get started with this makeup routine is going to be the Urban Decay Quick Fix. And on Sephora.com, it says that this is $32 for a 4 ounce bottle. Now, of course, this bottle is not 4 ounces, it is 15 milliliters, 0.50 fluid ounces. But for $32, you get 4 fluid ounces. Um, it is, of course, like I said, this is just enough to kind of sample a couple of uses in it. But basically, what you would do, you can either, it says in how to use, you can either use this just to freshen up your face, or shake well, apply to clean skin, hold bottle 8 to 10 inches away, and mist face several times, and then apply your makeup. It can also be used anytime to refresh your skin or at night before your face treatment. So basically, it is a hydrocharged complexion prep priming spray. So really, you could get away with only using this as a primer. It does claim to be, let's read here, for $32, I want to know what I'm getting. A hydrating, balancing prep spray that helps skin look tighter and more radiant. There is good rebounds and bad rebounds, but when it comes to your complexion, rebounding is always a good thing. Urban Decay's Rebound Collagen Infused Complexion Prep Priming Spray is made to help skin bounce back. It is formulated without parabens, and it has extracts of chia seed, a rich source of antioxidant vitamin E, and a healing herbs, a chameleon plant, tons of information. But if you do go to Sephora.com, you can get this with free 2-day shipping. So if you do want to try this yourself, it is free 2-day shipping when you get it through Sephora.com. And if you spend $50 or more, you can get free shipping. So basically, this and one more product, and you have free shipping. but you can get free 2-day shipping with Sephora Flash. You can sign up that way. But basically, there is 17 reviews on this on Sephora.com, but we will give our own review. So again, on a clean face, as you can see and you can tell, I have absolutely nothing on this baby right now. So let me unplug this little ring light and give you a brighter view here of what we've got going on. Again, let me remind you, two babies. Actually, my son is getting ready to turn 2. My daughter's getting ready to turn 1. So I'll actually have two babies that are 2 and 1. But again, it's basically like having twins. I keep dark circles under my eyes. So I definitely can use a little bit of complexion prep and a bounce of some vitamins back into my face, especially some collagen. I'm not gonna lie, that smells so coconutty and fresh, and it's not like big droplets on your face. It has a really like perfect actually mister on it. Like it is such a fine mist that goes on your face. It's not like big droplets of water or like you were, spraying like a actual water bottle, which I have done in the past before. They do say that if you have no way to hydrate your skin, to turn a water bottle on the finest mist that you can and mist it. And I'm not gonna lie, they actually sell Evian in bottles at Sephora and Ulta as well that you can get. It's basically water in a can. But this reminds me of that, and it has a really fine mister, so it literally is already soaked in. I can feel my face is already dry, but I can feel just a little bit of tackiness, like it's ready for foundation. Um, but again, how to use. So that is, it said a couple pumps, and we did that. So shake well, apply to clean skin 8 to 10 inches away, and mist face several times, then apply makeup. It can also be used anytime to refresh the skin or at night before your treatment. So basically, it's saying even after makeup or without makeup throughout the day. As you can see, it kind of did leave like a little bit of a glow to my face, like a shine. And no, that's not oil. I promise you, that is definitely after I put that on. It's kind of left, after putting a couple pumps on there, it's left like a little bit of a tackiness. So that was step number 1 for our new products to try, and that was the Urban Decay Quick Fix. And yeah, of course it smells like coconut water, Brittney, because I'm sorry, coconut, because it has coconut water in it. Niacinamide and Septimic M3, but basic bottom ingredient is coconut water. So it has a really refreshing coconut spray. I feel like this would be something awesome during the summer, especially if you get sunburned really easy, if you tend to have a dry, peely nose, or if you're out and you don't wear a lot of makeup in the summer and you're like me, and once you get a tan, you tend to try to be like a mascara and bronzer girl and go, especially with kids. Once I get a little bit of color, I'm not about baking an entire face. So I feel like this would be a product that would be really nice just to kind of refresh and give your skin like a drink almost. So that's our first product to try. The next product that we have is Let It Glow by Glam Glow. And you can actually get this in these little mini bottles, but you get 3 of them, and they come in 3 different colors. And again, this is, of course, with that bright light on, it's going to be a little bit hard to see because this isn't a metallic silver writing, but this is from Glam Glow, and this is also available at Sephora. Let It Glow Glow Starter Trio. It's an exclusive limited edition. Right now, you can get all 3 of these. I just have this one in a nude glow, but it does also come in sun glow and a pearl glow, which is more of a pinky color. The nude glow is obviously going to be more of like a neutral peach, whereas pearl kind of looks like it has more of a fluorescent pink, and then sun glow is a little bit darker. So yes, 3 shades is what it basically comes in, and it is for a multi-dimensional highlight. But today, and again, you can choose to get free 2-day shipping. You are going to get this exact size, but 3 bottles for $20. It was 25 on Sephora. It is marked down to 20, and it is a $44 value. And you are going to actually get 3 of these, like I said, in 3 different colors. I'm only today going to be trying the Nude Glow, and it says that it is absolutely good for any skin type, normal, oily, combination, dry. A set of 3 shades of a glow starter, mega illuminating moisturizer to highlight, highlight and hydrate your skin. Solutions for dullness and uneven texture, dryness, and uneven skin tone. Turn all lighting into good lighting with this travel size trio of glow starter. As you can see, I'm going to peel this little label silver piece off. Um, Designed to help create a flawless, smooth complexion and boost the look of dull, fatigued skin. It delivers rich moisture and illumination in one step. You get 3 0.5 ounces, and this is 0.24 ounces. So, um, 15 milliliters, and this is 7 milliliters. So I take that back. You actually get a little bit of a bigger tube, not much. This is 7 milliliters. You get 15 milliliters. So you do get a little bit of bigger, and you get 3 of them for $20. And it is free of parabens, sulfates, and phthalates. So sounds pretty good to me. Use all 3 shades together for a 3 dimensional highlight. I'm guessing that means this one, the nude, is going to go all over. The sun, I'm sure you can do right in like where you would do your contouring and maybe, some on your nose, forehead, and then the pearl where you would actually put a highlight, and then it's going to pick up that moisture and glow from all different areas. That would probably look really awesome. Apply Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer evenly to face for an all over glow. Wear alone or layer with your favorite foundation for a little extra glow, and it can also be used on the neck and décolleté, meaning down here in your collarbones, down on your neck, and on the back of this bottle, it actually said when I was reading it that you can actually just choose to wear it alone as well, or you can put it on and then do your foundation, which is what we are probably going to do. This is just like a moisturizer slash primer. I probably have used way too much. Oh yeah, she's glowy. Let's definitely try to spread her out. She's glowy. Since I definitely, oh, it smells awesome. It reminds me kind of a tanning bed. It definitely has a summer, like, almost like a tanning, really good smelling tanning lotion type scent to it. Oh yeah, but she's glowy, but not so glowy that it's like, wow, I just rubbed liquid highlighter all over my face. But she's glowy enough that like I can see, obviously, like if I had a killer tan right now, I would put this on and be done. Mascara, lipstick, and I'm out. Like this definitely has just the right amount of like a pearlescent to it, that it's not like you just rubbed liquid highlighter. I keep saying that, highlighter all over your face, but it is just enough that you can see just a little bit of dewiness in it. Really pretty, smells really good, and again, you're going to get 15 milliliters, all 3. And again, it says you can use all 3 for a 3 dimensional color to your face. And I don't know if you guys can see that really well, but after the complexion prep and then now the glam glow, I definitely am feeling glowy. It smells really good though. Like I said, this has a moisturizer built in. I've been trying a couple of new face products, and I've noticed that my forehead's been trying to peel on me a little bit. So I definitely rubbed that in. Also, just a little FYI, something I learned in cosmetology school. Anytime you're applying any kind of face cream, foundation, anything really to the face, you're always wanting to go up everywhere, including your neck and down on your nose. And I feel like, especially with foundation, that's important because that's what can cause like your mustache or any facial hair to kind of darken. If you go up, it really gets on your face and brushes your little fine facial hairs up. And also, when you're putting moisturizers and tinted balms, I wish you could see the real glow left on my fingers from that stuff. It is just like the perfect amount of tint. Perfect amount of tint. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that real well, but I do. I'm liking that. Um, but like I was saying, especially anytime you're gonna use even like a anti-aging moisturizer, when you go up, it really gets it into your skin versus just rubbing in circular motions like downward. That pushes it really into your pores when you do it that way. Okay, two products down. Again, just to remind you, this is 32. This one is 20, and you can get a trio right now for 20, and it's a $44 value. And again, a little bit bigger than this. These are just little samples that we're trying together to see what we think, what the overall outcome is, if they work, if they do what they claim they do. And now we are going to move on to the next but not last, Blur Stick from Milk Makeup. Milk Makeup. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. They just recently came out with a Milk Makeup mascara that is actually marijuana infused. And I saw a couple tutorials on it, and it seems to work really well. I know Jeffree Star, as well as Laura, what is her name? Concealio, whatever that girl's name is. I've seen her use it a couple of times, and definitely Jeffree Star. But it is made by Milk Makeup, and it is marijuana infused, and supposedly it does have a really big like brush applicator. So if you don't really like those, you probably wouldn't be fond of it. But the spoolie on the end of it for your mascara is really big and like fat. So if you like to use more of a finer tipped brush for your mascara, it probably wouldn't be for you. But that's another Milk Makeup product that I've seen. But this is the Milk Makeup Blurring Stick. And believe it or not, it only comes in one shade. It is for all skin types and for all shades. And it says swipe stick all over face and blend. Use alone as an invisible foundation or as a primer before applying sunshine skin tint, which is sold separately, which is another product by them. So it's saying that you can use this just to kind of blur your fine lines and blur some of your pores by itself, or that you can actually use this as a primer before applying their skin tint. But a lot of people are using this as a foundation primer just by itself before they put on their regular foundation. And it, of course, all milk products are known to be from basics. Like, that's, I guess, why they are called milk makeup, because they try to be like really earthy and, I know, cruelty free and a lot of other things. But the blur stick does just come in one color. I did read that. It's silicone free blur stick, minimizes the appearance of pores and fine lines to create a smooth and visible matte finish on every skin tone. So again, this is one color made for every skin tone. Use it as a primer for a smooth finish and makeup that doesn't budge. The silicone free and oil free formula won't clog pores, paraben free, sulfate free, and the phthalates free. Milk Makeup is a paraben free, eco conscious, innovative product line made of the best possible ingredients. And again, same thing that we read before on how to use. You just swipe the stick all over your face and blend. Because I've already done my complexion prep, I've already done my Glam Glow moisturizer prep, I am just going to do this in some of my problem areas. And as you can see where I've already put that, you can definitely see it on top of my skin. Like, I can see it. And I think it's where I've already put that moisturizer Glam Glow, my Urban Decay complexion prep, but you can see that definitely. So I don't know how this would really work well on all skin tones. But again, this is just a small sample. When you do get the big bottle, it is $36 and you get 1 ounce, 28 grams. This, of course, is nowhere near 1 ounce. This is actually zero point 0.1 ounce, 3 grams. You get 28 grams, so it's a lot bigger of a stick when you obviously get it from them. But they did give me a pretty good amount just for a small little blur stick just to sample out and try. So, again, I do encourage you guys, I can link down below all of the links to Birchbox, to BoxyCharm, to Ipsy, to all of those things, because it really is a good deal to be able to try some of these things out before you would go and pay $36, bring it home, and maybe it doesn't do what you want at all. So, again, just in some of my problem areas, like where my pores are the biggest, like right here on either side of my nose, my pores tend to be the biggest. And then, of course, on my nose itself, I'm going to do 3 little stripes down my nose. And then in my smile lines, guys, like I have the worst problem with makeup wanting to settle right here in these smile lines. I guess you can say I've been a happy person in life because wrinkles are catching up to me. I have makeup that just settles right there. And then me and my mom both, we have this little thing with our eyebrows, and it tends to leave these 2 lines right there in between my eyes. So since it's supposed to make my makeup not budge, let's put that to the test and put that right in those problem areas and a little dab under each of the eyes. Alright, so as far as first impression goes, I feel like you can definitely tell that it's collagen free because it's really dry. They did claim that it was matte, so I mean, you can tell that it's matte. From the first time I put that little stroke on there, it had no shine to it. It has no shine to it. It definitely is made to be matte. Make sure it's rubbed in good. That was all the directions said. Swipe, stick all over face, and blend. Use alone as an invisible foundation. So, I mean, that makes me think after I've primed my skin, I've moisturized and glam glowed it, could I simply just use this and be done? Like, is that really going to blur the lines in my skin enough that I don't have to wear anything else with it? I mean, I guess that kind of just goes in the eyes of the beholder and what you think looks good for you. But so that is all that I'm going to do with that, because again, we have already Hydrocharge Complexion Prep Priming Spray. Then we went in with our Glow Starter Mega Illuminizing Moisturizer Hydrant Mega Illuminant, which is also can be used as a primer. Um, and then our blur stick. So 3 brand new products that you can find at Sephora. They do carry these at Ulta. Of course, these are just little samples that you can get for yourself and try for yourself before buying the whole thing. But I know that Sephora is always really good about taking stuff back if it's a wrong shade match, or if just something about the product doesn't work for you. I'm not really familiar with Ulta, but I know in my territory, Sephora is what is closest to me, and I know that they are always really good about that. So the next thing that we're going to hop into is right into foundation, because this get ready chit chat with me has already went longer than what I intended it to. My kids aren't going to be asleep for too much longer, and I still have to have a group meeting, live meeting with the people on my team today. So I really need to get this show on the road. So the next little bit, I'm really just kind of talk as I go through it and let you see what I'm doing. But I do have one more new product to show you to see if you may be interested in it, and it is going to be the Makeup Forever Professional Paris Ultra HD, and it is an invisible cover foundation. Now, I liked what this had to say about this on Sephora. It does come in 42 shades. This one is in Y245, which is a soft sand color 120 Y245, and it is in soft sand. But there is a total of 42 different, no, I'm sorry, I take that back, 40 shades. 40 shades in this Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and it was Reader's Choice in Allure magazine in 2017. It was the award winner. They do carry this at Sephora as well, and on Sephora online. 40 shades is a pretty good shade range to choose from. A lot better than I know some of the hype that's come out about Kim K and Kylie's color schemes, as well as Tarte's Shape Tape foundation. You know, they only came out with bits and pieces. And another one that I hate to down too much because it isn't everyday wear for me, but It Cosmetics also got a lot of down shaming because they didn't come out with a very many choices as far as shade range. But I feel like 40 is a pretty good amount of colors to choose from as far as being shade matched. And if you go to Sephora in store, the workers there will shade match you for you. They go over here to the side of your skin, rub your makeup off, and they have this little machine and it kind of does the work for them. And they go and get you a couple of things that is in your shade. So out of 40 shades, I have a kind of a hard time picking. I'm really indecisive anyways. But in my beauty box, they sent me Y245, and according to Y245 color 120, that is soft sand. So we're going to try this and make sure she is not too dark or not too light. But the coverage is medium. The skin type is sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. There is 8,698 reviews on Sephora.com, meaning that quite a few people, and it has 4 out of 5 stars. So that means quite a few people have liked it, obviously, so far. A game-changing, top-selling foundation with buildable to medium coverage. And it is telling me that it is lightweight fluid. It's basically weightless, second skin feel that makes it comfortable to wear while also ensuring it stays put. It keeps your skin hydrated and nourished for a supremely healthy, fresh face. So let's see if it does what it says it's going to do. And what I'm basically going to do is put a little bit of this on. I'm going to use my beauty blender as well as my stippling kabuki brush because I'm so torn right now. I have a newfound love for my beauty blenders, but this It Cosmetics foundation brush, I'm just all about really stippling into the skin. I go back and forth, but I don't know what it is. I just really, really like personally to I just squirted that all over the table. I personally like to be able, I don't know, to brush it into my skin for some reason. I feel like I just get it in there a lot better that way. I don't know, I could be wrong. A beauty blender may do a heck of a lot better job, but for me personally, I don't know. I just feel like I like to stipple for some reason. I do really feel like this is lightweight for sure. Um, just by the consistency of what I have here on my little glass plate. I was going to try to just apply to the skin, but it shot out all over me, so that didn't quite work. I'm glad it just didn't get on the white tee. But just from this little tiny bit, that I have put on here, and sometimes I'll go in a circular motion too. I feel like that kind of blends it in a little bit better into the skin. It doesn't really seem too light, which means it's safe to proceed. I didn't want it to be too dark, and I didn't want it to be too light. So I wanted to do like a little sample run, basically. And I think it might just be perfect. So let's try this new foundation today and see how she works. Let's see if she's giving it to us like the disclaimer says. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you all can kind of see the technique of how I'm putting this on. And then I'm going to go in and just show you once she's on here. Now, I am using this brush just because that's what I'm most comfortable with. Mind you, I also don't put a lot of foundation right under my eyes because I know that I'm going to go back in with so much concealer that I don't really like to have to put double the makeup on under my eyes. That also is kind of setting you up for creasing if you just layer and layer and layer, especially when you're already going to be putting a lot of concealer and stuff right there and baking and setting powders. So I do put some there, but just not as heavy as where I go everywhere else. Just a little tip. So if you have problems with stuff creasing and lining up under your eyes, just try to do like one little swipe and then your concealer to highlight and then go from there. And to be completely honest with you, my face isn't really broke out right now. I don't have like really bad blemishes, so I think that I might not even build with this today. I think that I might just leave it really natural like it is, super lightweight, like it did claim. It felt basically like it was your skin, and it does. It feels like I have nothing on, and I feel like I do have just enough coverage. If you can see that, like you can obviously tell that I have something on. I always blend into that neckline too, though, by the way. I take a little bit down on my neck as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna chill instead of building up and just chill with that today. Like I feel like that is enough, truthfully. Sometimes I like to go over my eyelids too, but I always put an eye primer and concealer on my eyelids anyways. But if there's a little extra on the brush, I always just have it rub it over my eyelids. But because, like I said, I'm not really broke out right now. So I'm kind of feeling like I just do want to let it be like its own little just dewy finish. And that literally was 2 pumps, and half of it went onto my glass plate and wasn't even a full pump. So I think we're just going to try to work with this and see what I think about it once I get a little bit more over the top of it. But if you can see, because it is a medium coverage, and then it does say to make sure to use a primer to create the perfect canvas for smoother, more even, and longer lasting foundation. Um, yeah, it gives you full details on Sephora on exactly how you want to go about using this. Apply nourishing to the entire complexion. If you have dry skin, apply smoothing to enlarge pores, define lines. Um, Yeah, step one is a skin equalizer that matches your skin concern. For normally skin, apply hydrating to the entire complexion. Oily skin, apply mattifying primer only to the areas where shine develops quickly. Use a very small amount to the size of a grain of rice. Dry skin, apply nourishing. So this is basically telling you how to prep your skin to use their foundation. So, because it says that this is for all skin types, it's telling you basically what you want to use as a primer with their foundation, which is really cool. Apply 2 pumps of Ultra HD liquid foundation in thin layers, starting in the center of the face and stretching outward. For buildable coverage, apply with a flat foundation brush or sponge. Um, an artisan brush 108, tap to build coverage where needed, stretch outward for a smoothing effect. It delivers the very same flawless results as before when applied with a flat foundation brush in stretch motion. You will likely need to stretch less than you did before. For a sponge or beauty blender, press and roll to build coverage where needed. For light coverage, use a buffing brush and applying a product in a circular motion. So basically that is what I did. Like I hope that you can see I'm using my ring light. I really did like a light coverage, but you can tell that I've covered. Like I have more even skin now. than what I did just with my blurring stick on. And and the blurring stick was mattifying, so let's remember that. And it said when you used a mattifying only to the areas where shine develops quickly. And like I said, right there in between my eyes, I used a lot of that, under my eyes where I wanted it to stay, and then here in my smile lines. And I did use circular as well as stippling motions, and it did say 2 pumps, and that is basically what I used. You can use with a flat foundation brush or sponge, and this is considered a flat foundation brush, as well as one of these little babies is also considered obviously a flat foundation brush to push it into the skin. And then, of course, God live forever long, the Beauty Blender. And if you choose to use a Beauty Blender instead of the flat top, this one actually is kind of a little bit domed but more flat. The reason I like this one more is because it stipples more. It doesn't press out as much as this one does. Like you can see how that one, but this one is a foundation brush. Like that is what I bought it for. That is what it said. And it's not supposed to suck up, but the top of this at one point was all pink. So, and this is just a Wet n Wild foundation brush, and it says that it can be used with liquids, creams, or powders. And then, of course, this one is from It Cosmetics. One is all over, and the other end is conceal, and it is number 7. If anybody is interested in this brush, it is my ultimate favorite. And this again, obviously for conceal, is right under the eyes with your concealer and things like that. But so basically for this foundation, it is telling you to use either or of these brushes. Mine, of course, is a kabuki brush. It is saying that you can use an artisan brush. Um, and I think, I'm not really positive, but they may sell their own brushes, and that could be why it is applying to brush number 108, as well as brush number 122, which is a buffing brush for light coverage, and then for flat foundation brush and artisan brush number 108, and you tap to build coverage where needed. So that is what that means. Like basically when you tap, it pushes it into the skin instead of blending it out in the skin. When you do circular motions, it's going to buff, like same as like buffing out a car or buffing out wax. When you do a circular motion, it's literally going to give it more of a airbrush, like no lines, obviously, but more of a natural, like because it's more blended. Versus if I just sit and continue to tap it in, then it is going to cover a lot more because I'm not moving it anywhere. I'm pushing it right in that one space back and forth. So that's just kind of a little tip for you there. And then, of course, if you are a Beauty Blender girl and you cannot use a brush and you just prefer to use this, it does give you directions how to use that with it as well. And it says for your Beauty Blender or any sponge, press and roll to build a coverage where needed. And so basically, I would assume just like this, and you are just going to roll it back and forth in the place that you want the most coverage. Now, to be completely honest, as this is oxidizing a little bit, and I'm starting to look over here into my mirror, um, I feel like it is staying. I can see coverage, but there are a few little areas that I like to have. Like, I like right here to have a little bit more. Um, I can already kind of feel it up, I think, sitting in my smile lines just a hair. So I am going to take my Beauty Blender and wet it and just kind of give it a second, and I roll that around and let it soak that water up. And then I'm going to just kind of push all that in that I've put on my face. I like to just bounce the round end and make sure that it's really just pushed in good and damp. Always damp. I don't like using them dry. I feel like when they're dry they pick up more makeup, but I can tell just from my last application how much that has picked up off of my face by this being damp. So probably should have stuck to my gut on just using my brush on this one. Normally when I use my damp beauty blender with my It Cosmetics Bye foundation and the CC cream, um, it almost like sets it when I do that with this. But with this HD by makeup forever, I'm noticing that it almost wants to pick it up, and maybe that's where it's a lightweight, maybe that's where it's a medium coverage, and the other are full coverage that I use. So maybe that's why it's trying to pick it up a little bit more. But I definitely can tell like that it just picked it up a lot more than what it does on my full coverage foundation. I was starting to see a little bit of creasing right there in my smile lines, like automatically. So what I think I'm going to actually do now is take one more pump just to give it a full break here. And that is really like a perfect color. Like it's obviously going to look really white from there. But it is that sand beige. I mean, obviously it's going to look a little bit more white for you, but it really is like a perfect color for me. Like if I was to go in like on my skin, as you can tell to my neck, like it's very matchable. But now what I'm going to do is kind of that tip that it gave me, and for a buildable coverage, I'm just going to tap. I'm not circular motioning, I'm tapping it where I want it to be. Any that's left there on my brush, of course I will kind of round about my forehead. But right now I'm just tapping, pushing basically that into my skin. And that was another pump. And I am seeing some building. I definitely can see that it is starting to build. Like the coverage now compared to the little light air weight that I had before. I do think this would be a perfect foundation for summer. Like I said, once I get a little bit of color, I don't hardly like to wear foundation. Once I have some natural glow and color to my skin, I kind of give my skin a break through the summer and just basically use a lot of highlighters and very little concealer under my eyes if I have to highlight basically and brighten up my eyes. But this would be a perfect for a lightweight and maybe even just one pump, like just enough. Like if I was having a problem area, if I had like a little bit of breakout, or if I had some sunburn and had somewhere to go, this would be a perfect foundation for summer. It is super lightweight. It does feel just like your skin. Like I almost don't know how to react, because normally when I have my full coverage by it on, I can like tell and I feel that I have it on my face. Whereas right now, until I've done this third coat, I can't. I'm just now starting to really kind of feel and tell that I have my makeup on. So there's that. We will give it a few more minutes now to see how that wants to behave. We will skip out on our CC and our IT today, and we'll do another tutorial with these on a later date. These are my go-tos. These are my favorite. They do both have SPF 50, broad spectrum. They both have anti-aging hydrating serum in them. One is a full coverage moisturizer. The other is a color correcting full coverage cream. Your skin but better CC plus. Bye Bye Foundation full coverage moisturizer. Clinically proven hydrating and anti-aging with 3D Skin Flex. These are both in the shade medium. I just recently found out that they had more shades. Like I'm probably more of a light medium and didn't know it. So I always have to use like a lot of bronzers and powders and stuff to really make this set to my face. Luckily now I'm starting to get a little bit of color and I don't have to do that as bad. But these are my go-to. I'm not even gonna lie. I love IT Cosmetics truly, and it's really good for my skin. Every time I wear it, I get compliments on my skin. And again, another shout out to the IT Cosmetics brush. This is always what I use when I use my IT Cosmetics, either of the creams, and then always what I use when I use my IT Cosmetics under eye concealer, because that it needs a stipple. It needs a stippling brush under the eye because it is so creamy and so pigmented, which I think I may go to today because it is one of my favorites. So since I'm using more of a sheer on the face, even though as you all can tell, that third pump definitely added some more color. Really quickly, I'm going to go in with my Bye Bye Under Eye. I know that light kind of takes it away, but this is from IT Cosmetics. It's Bye Bye Under Eye Illumination full coverage, anti-aging, waterproof concealer. And again, it is in shade medium. Basically, they come in more shade ranges than what I thought, but I've used medium since I've started using the product, and it does oxidize a little bit. I'm going to give it that, and seems like the more I let it sit on my skin. Let me just give you a little sample of how little I use of this under eye. This stuff is the bomb. Like, if they took everything away from me in life, this is the one thing I would be like, Lord, just don't take my under eye. But I normally, instead of putting it right on the skin, will take it in between my two fingers, and I will, and on my nose. I normally do a little there, on my lip. Even though this is under eye, I always normally do it on the places that I want to illuminate, obviously. And then on the conceal end of the number 7 Heavenly Lux Complexion Perfection. I love this brush. It is my baby. I'm going to use the conceal side. It is definitely just basically a little baby stippling kabuki brush just for the concealer. And I'm just, again, literally going to drag it up into the corner of my eye there and barely buff it down. Like, I don't even want to rub it a whole lot because I just want it to sit right on that under eye. Like, boom, gone. Look, still at the under eye there compared to that side. Takes it away. And then I'll go in right there under my lip and then just a few little spritz in my forehead. And now, this is what I use literally for right under eye. Any that's just left over on the brush, I place under my lip or on top of my cupid's bow there and down my nose because I actually have a scar on my nose from a car wreck when I was in beauty school. I broke my nose and I hit it on the steering wheel, ripped my eyelashes out. I was mortified. I just got done putting mascara on driving, note the car wreck. My eyelashes were wet and they literally stuck to the steering wheel and ripped out of my face, and it broke my nose, and I had stitches on the inside, the outside, and the bone was literally broke like this. Could have had a nose job, didn't have a nose job, didn't go that far. But luckily for me, I mean, it's not, like sideways on my face, but you definitely can still kind of see the scar that runs right down through the center some. So because this is so good on the under eye, I will sometimes take just what's left there and rub right in on that scar. And look at the difference. Like, literally talk about illuminating under eye. They're gone. Like, just had a whole week's sleep. Love that stuff. Love that stuff. Like, even if you buy nothing else from It Cosmetics, I will refer this till the end of days. This has been my favorite concealer of the world. I've not got to try Tape Shape. I'm looking into getting some, but for under eye, and the under eye, the conceal brush that comes with this literally is made for that stippling. And again, just whatever's left there, because my eyelids can tend to get a little dark too, I'll just drag just to kind of clean my brush even, and so I'm not wasting any. I'll just drag that over the eyelid, just drag it over what's left. Forgive me, my phone keeps dinging because I need to be going live with my team with paparazzi very shortly. But I think that's all that I'm going to be using my brush for today. And now let's go ahead and set this face, bake it, and get ready to throw on a little contour. And we're going to wrap this up because we ain't going all out today. I basically just wanted to try a couple new products with you. So far, so good. Like, the foundation for me, to have never used it before, I feel like that's a pretty good color match. I feel like my under eye concealer obviously is going to be a little lighter because it is to brighten. So I am going to say, that I feel like it goes and blends pretty well with what I have as well. Now, I can go in with this translucent Bye Bye Pores Press Powder. This is also by It Cosmetics. It is a gorgeous white, just a good old setting powder. And I'm going to take this Precise Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush and just tap into that just enough, because all I'm basically doing is setting that so it doesn't go anywhere. And by Precision Foundation, I just feel like it really does well about precisely getting under that eye area. Like Lorelei just come out with a new brush line, or kit rather, with Morphe, and had her own special brush in it, and I feel like this is basically what that brush is in Luxie. And again, it is number 660, and it is so perfect, honey, for right under that under eye baking in that contour, as well as going around your nose. Precision Foundation, that's what it's called. But again, I'm just gonna go up in the corners of my eyes too, just anywhere that I want that really to bake. And then I even put a little in the, I do that one for the outside, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm also gonna go in, I do that one for the, I think, I don't know, I'm kind of happy just with this little bit of coverage, not too much, not too little. But I am going to take the Instant Age Rewind Protector Finishing Powder with Goy Berry SPF 25 in sunscreen. You always want sunscreen when it comes to your face. Let me just add that in, because sun is damaging to the skin. I'm going to go in with this brand new Tarte Mermaid brush. My fiance got me these. I'm absolutely in love with them. It is a set of 5. You will see more the more tutorials we do. But basically, just to go ahead and set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in. This is in shade Buff Beige. And I'm just going to kind of pick up a little bit of product on each side of this. I actually have one that's a little bit bigger, but this just gets in the pan a little easier.
Do you not went live yet?
I'm live right now.
Oh.
I'll get her just a second. Braylon Joe is up, and Adam, like I said, the kids don't sleep long. I never get much time. But so basically, I'm going in and just setting all of that foundation with this. This is not white. This is actually Buff Beige. So it's just going to kind of set to keep from rubbing off the HD foundation. It's just basically setting it is what I'm doing now. Keeping it from rubbing off. And again, just rubbing it in circular motion to just kind of hold so it's not tacky, and we'll kind of just set that a little better. Now what we are going to do, and again, this is actually with your, this is a smaller brush. There is a bigger powder brush in this set that is a lot bigger than this one, but for my pan size, I just normally kind of go by that, and that's the kind of brush I try to go in with. Now, really quickly, I think instead of using an actual cream contour today, because I do not have a lot of color, I'm actually just going to go in with a fan brush, a chisel brush, and a little bit of bronzer. And I am going to kind of give my face back a little bit of natural color. First, I'm going to start with this Kabuki fan brush. It is by Crown Brushes, Jumbo Kabuki, and I'm just going to go in. This is the Bronze Essentials by Beauty Basics. It is got 2 lines of shimmer and then 3 different tones along the pan, and I just kind of mix in all of those. And it's going to look a little harsh for a second. But the more you warm that face up, of course, in the hairline, and I'm basically just bringing myself back to life. I mattify my entire face. I go in my jaw too, by the way. It just kind of sharpens it out. The same way you're going to sharpen, obviously, your contour line. You want to go in and do that same thing to your actual jawline and make it just as sharp. I do it on the bottom of my chin too to just kind of round that whole brownness of my face out. Tip of my nose. And then in my hair. All in my hairline. And then you can just kind of take that same duster, what's left, get you a little more and go in those collarbones and up and down your neck just a bit, just so that you are even. You don't, obviously want to have any of this so harsh that it's like, I just want to barely. Actually, I decided to go against the chisel brush. Anytime and I forgot that chisel, I like to use when I buff out my cream contours or an actual contour powder. But if I'm using an actual bronzer, I like to do kabuki because it fans it more naturally everywhere than just in really harsh bold lines. Like, it just buffs out a lot easier. So I'm actually not going to be using the chisel. You'll see that on a cream contour day. I also have this one that I use for contouring. I can also use that to go back over and just kind of pat that and buff it back in so it is really natural. But you can also use this artisan brush for your full face if you want, but I use this one more for contouring because it's really stippling, really blends and buffs it out really well. But we do have that one. I can do a tutorial with it on another date also. Okay, now I'm going to touch in on my blush and bronzer palette really quickly. I'm going to go in between these two lighter and darker shades. I like to go back and forth, tap it off, and right on the apples. Literally, I'm going to smile back and forth, and back. But right on those apples, I use a short slanted brush because that's really just going to push it naturally on back as well with that angle, as well as blend up really well. And then I go in on the tip of my nose, touching my forehead, touching my chin. Everything I just kind of center out all the way around my face. And again, you can see there is a little bit of highlighting. If I wanted to go back in and tone some of that down, I would just take a little of that light highlighting color and brush over and up with it to kind of just calm that. If you don't want it to be so rosy, then you can. But I always, especially if I'm going to put a lip on, want my cheeks to stand out so I don't look flushed out by my lip. Then I'm going to go in again with a lighter, darker, and then right in the ball of that hairline, I put another little pick, and then I brush back down to where that is. And that has that, hunty. Now, favorites thing to do. By the way, sometimes let me just also mention I do have a smaller beauty blender. I recently have been putting more concealer, like even in triangles, after I do my illuminator. But because we were trying the HD today, I really just kind of wanted to only do my HD and under eye instead of taking away from the concealer. I will do a check-in later and show you guys foundation is lasting, if it is like gonna stay like it said. We've used moisturizer, a complexion prep spray, as well as a primer. So if this HD don't stay after the three new things that we tried this morning, when we do a check-in after a while, then we know something is up, because I didn't even do anything any more than my under eye. Normally I take another concealer in a triangular shape all the way down to here and blend out over top of my other foundations that I use, but I didn't do that with this so that we could really see the true effect of what comes from this foundation. But I will tell you that sometimes you can take a wet beauty blender, whether it's a small one on your under eye to press in or fix a mishap. This is perfect for that. Even that flat edge, sometimes if I'm contouring, to take my water powder and go under there. But I also can normally, with the damp beauty blender, always go in and just press everything that's on my face in, and I feel like that sometimes really works really nice too. So that's just an idea for you. Now, for my favorites, and then we are going to do a brow, my Radiant Glow Baked Highlighter and Bronzer. Now, it claims it's a bronzer, but I'll be honest with you, and this baby's had a way to go, honey, because she is my favorite. There's no real bronzer here. There's one golden shade, and I still use it as a highlighter in my contour area. But this is basically just a little rounded crown brush. I do have a highlighting brush, but for this part specifically, I'm going to take, because it is so stippling, that gold color and really just kind of go back in and illuminate where I put my darker contour. Because it's a bronzer, really, no, it's not. I'm also going to take that and highlight right up there in my forehead and down my nose and on the tip of it with this darker, like bronzy shade. I'm not even touched up here yet. Now, also for my upper lip, I like to kind of use this one because the other brush that I'm getting ready to pull out just isn't really great for this, because it is a little bigger of a fan brush and it just doesn't get in there as well. But I always hit that cupid bow with like this light champagne color, and I'm always going to put it right down on the top, even like down on my lips and under, and really rub that in. I just feel like it does give you like the impression of a bigger upper lip. Just a little tip for you there, especially when you put your lip color on. If you will just dabble in the top of that lip area there. Even if you just do a finger down it, you can do it that way too. But I do that to just kind of blend down the top peaks of my lip, as well as tip of my nose, down my nose. But I do have a fan brush for that, as well as the new Tarte highlighter brush, which is a part of the Mermaid collection. It does have the little white tips. It's the only brush in the collection that does. It does have that little gold Tarte implement there, as well as on the tail. That's how you know they are Tarte. But the only brush in the entire set that had the white little stipples on it was the highlighting brush. All the rest are solid pink. But I'm not going to lie, girl. Those little stipples pick up that highlighter like a queen. Like a queen. Blind you, please. Like, don't try to get caught up in traffic. Don't blind anybody today, because, honey, these brushes do pick up the product. Like, I wish you could just really, like, see. I hope that you can. I'm going to try to work on my beauty room and my bathroom. Like, I have vanity lights, and it normally looks a little bit better in there. But because my kids were asleep and my beauty room is like right next to my son's bathroom, I didn't want to try to mess too hard in that room and the possibility of waking him up. And now my daughter is up anyway. But so yeah, I will still go in with under my lip on this one. I just love the way that it just does. It just gives the effect. Also, I'll even go as high as right up to the top where I put that blush with my highlighter. It depends on the kind of glowing day that you want to have, honey. Shine bright like a diamond if that's what you want to do. So, that is it for the face, other than brows. And then I think we're going to go ahead and put this video to an end and work on eyes at a later time. And this basically was just a rundown of the new products and how I topped them off. So when I do a check-in in just a little bit, since you know we use the Complexion, the Glam Glow, the Urban Decay, the Milk Blur Stick, plus the new Ultra HD by Makeup Forever. When I do a check-in here in a little while and I let you all check out my face, you see exactly what I put over top of it after we did all of those illuminizing spritzers and Glam Glow moisturizers, primers. All I literally did was my It Cosmetics under eye. Didn't even go down that far. Finished off with my setting powders, my blushes, and my highlights. And I kind of wanted you all to get up to this point. I will finish up my eyes off camera. Then when we do a check-in here in just a little bit, you will be able to see if this HD is something that you may be interested in or if it's a approved or a pass. And we will do that and make our final decision in the check-in later today with that. But before we go, please, girl, let me just quickly show you this brand new lip that I got. As I say lip, I go ahead and touch in on these brows. I love this Brow Power brow stick. It's actually my favorite. Just speaking of, I was just going to go ahead on camera and give you guys an idea, because when you do see me, that's going to be the difference when you come back. I do normally go in with a little bit of a darker brow. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to try to do a couple of how-tos on hair, but my natural color that I leave underneath all this blonde and under my hair down here is all natural, and as you can see, it is really dark. Even when I do go in with the highlighting in my hair, I always leave my natural underneath. And so I do tend to use a bit of a darker brow pencil, even though this is a universal brow pencil, believe it or not. It Cosmetics is good for that, saying that a lot of their things are universal and can be used by anyone. They also had a little brow pot not long ago, or it actually may still be on their product list, but it was a universal taupe color. But now, for me personally, a stick is just an eyebrow stick is just one of my favorite things to use. As you can see, that was super quick and easy for me. Opposite side is my spoolie. That's going to go through and make that look a lot more natural and brushed out. And again, I always just go up and into my brows there. I will do a full video. If you guys are interested, comment below on exactly like a full video on brows. How you should pluck them, shape them, wax them. I did go to school for all that. I can show you a tutorial, one side using powder, one side using an eyebrow stick, and we can kind of, see which one we prefer better or you prefer better. Leave in the comments below maybe some other makeup ideas that you have that you would like me to show you, because like I said, believe it or not, by the look of this face, hunty, I am licensed and have done a many a face of makeup in my day for weddings, proms. I've even went as far and done makeup and hair for funerals. I am a licensed cosmetologist, and I do take pride in the many proms, many weddings, many events, even as far back as before I went to school, doing my friends' makeup for high school events. But there are a lot of things that I do feel like I'm talented to do. I did have my own salon for a really long time. So if you are interested in a couple of how to's or specific things that you would like to see, just make sure to let me know in the comments below and we will definitely get on those. But for a quick brush through, like I must say, I love the brow power because of that. A couple strokes in and then in with that spoolie, and it does it for me. Like it really is great. Like as even as Steven. And I can actually go back in with a brow wax. Sometimes I will do that. I actually have a new from Benefit brow product that I want to try with you guys probably. But just really simple, like that's it. That's all I do. She's done. But it does come with some obvious practice. Okay. But maybe I should leave the lips and eyes a surprise. But make sure to subscribe if you want to scroll through just to see certain parts of this video and certain parts that you don't. If you made it to the end, make sure to leave me, let's see, what's a cute emoji to leave me for today? Mm, which was your favorite product? The milk makeup, leave me a milk emoji. The green Urban Decay Quick Fix, leave me a green heart. And if it was the Glam Glow, then leave me a pink heart. If it was all three, then leave all three. If your favorite so far was the Makeup HD, then you can just send me a little, what would be a good one for makeup? Kiss lips. We didn't do lipstick today, so you can do kiss lips for makeup. But if you made it through to the end, and I'll know if you did, leave me an emoji in one of these colors, either the glass of milk, a pink heart, a green heart, or the kiss lips for makeup. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I will leave more links and details below. Thank you guys so much for watching and being awesome. And again, if you are interested in more paparazzi, a team to join, any questions, make sure to hit me up. Leave down in the comments below any other tutorials you want to see, and I will catch you guys in a couple of hours to check on this Makeup HD.